Welcome to the Wealth Acceleration Podcast with your host, wealth coach Wade Reed.
Hey, what is up, Money Masters? Welcome again to the Wealth Acceleration Podcast. In this episode, I want to talk to you about the crucial component to financial success, which is to be financially organized. Wait, what? You really want to talk about organization, Wade? Actually, yes, I do, because I have been in this industry for nearly 2 decades. And what I have found to be absolutely true is the more organized you are, the easier it is to make financial transactions, the faster you can act, get deals done, and speed means more money. Did you hear that? Wealth acceleration, right? So we want to speed up how things are going. I'm pretty excited about this. What I have found over the years as I've worked with my clients is that as we get financially organized, they've come back multiple times. Hey, Wade, guess what? I had this new transaction for a piece of real estate. I had a refinance of my house. I bought a new house. I started a new business, or I needed to refinance my business loan. My lender came back and said, I have never had somebody get their financial documents to me so quickly. You're the first person to have it done same day. Usually it takes weeks for people to get their financial documents, which delays the transaction, which means cost of money. Guys, time matters. Time is money, literally, when it comes to financial transactions. So the faster we can transact, when, of course, it's the right transaction, the more likely we are to get a deal done. Now, this matters heavily in business transactions, real estate transactions, because if you have cash to bring to the table, that gives you speed. Cash gives you speed. So I'm not necessarily talking about having cash today. I'm just trying to get the point across that being financially organized creates speed of transaction, which means money. All right, so what does financially organization actually look like? Let me give you a visual. So those of you who are listening to this, just kind of get the word picture I'm going to talk to you. But if you're watching the video podcast, you might want to go over to the YouTube page or the blog page on my website and look at the visual that I have for you here. There's a slide on the screen right now that shows financial disorganization. And what's fascinating to me about this is almost everyone I know, check that, everyone I know has a junk drawer of some kind. This happens to be a drawer in the very desk at which I'm sitting. So one of my drawers is kind of disorganized. I know pretty well what's in there. It's not really important things. It's just knickknacks and things I might need periodically a couple times a year. And my desk has some paper strewn about it. You might think, Wade, you're talking about organization. Why are you not fully organized? Well, I'm human too. Okay. Like we all have these times. We're always living in chaos. Things are constantly moving from order to chaos. There's a term called entropy, which comes from the world of, is it physics? I'm pretty sure it's physics. Everything's moving toward entropy, meaning a disorganization. So it actually takes some effort. And that's probably why you and everyone I know has some junk drawer in your life. You just don't want to put it away. You're not ready to do it. You have something else that's more important or more pressing. So I get it. All of us have this disorganization going on, but the pile of papers you see is actually a short-term temporary thing. There's some bills that need to be paid. There's some paperwork that needs to be looked at. And so until I'm ready to look at it on the day that I like to look at it, which is typically once a week on Sundays, I just let it sit there. And then when I'm done with it, I throw it away or I file it in my filing cabinet. So here's what financial organization looks like. The next slide is the next drawer over in my desk that has key office supplies, pens. It's got some paper clips. It's got a pencil sharpener. It's got a stapler remover. It's got some cutting devices for, sometimes I need to cut paper or my kids do or whatever for projects. And so I've got that there, and I've got some stamps. And then up on the shelf behind me, I've got a place for all my envelopes. I don't do a lot of mailing, but when I do, I know exactly where stuff is. Now, the filing cabinet, this is kind of miraculous. I guess I grew up with a filing cabinet. My mom was pretty good at this stuff. So I kind of picked up on some good habits here. So I've got things labeled and somewhat color-coded. Differentiation of colors can be helpful because green is typically money-oriented. Red is kind of a mix of things. White or manila envelopes are a mix of things. Honestly, I suppose I could be better with the coordination of the color coding, but just the fact that there's some differentiation of color helps my eyes catch things a little easier than if they're all manila envelopes. That might drive some of you crazy who are seeing this because you're like, well, gosh, if I'm going to get organized, I want it all to be in the right color and the right order. All the blues together, all the reds together, all the oranges together, all the greens together, all the manila together, or forget the colors. I actually just want it all to be manila envelopes, manila folders. So that's totally up to you. That's the personal side of this stuff, but getting organized. I know the sections of my drawer, the back of the drawer has certain insurance files, the front of the drawer has banking files, and receipts and important things. On the other side, I have tax documents and so forth. So not a lot of you are going to do paper files. I still have some stuff that comes in paper. I like to have some physical copies. Sometimes that's a little easier than jumping on my computer and getting online and looking at it. But I have that as well. I have a financial organization toolkit. So if you want help knowing how to get organized, particularly on the digital side of things, I have a financial organization toolkit that I can share with you. And where did it go? There it is. So moneymasterycoaching.com/financial-organization-toolkit. On this page, you'll be able to download a PDF that I've created to help you know how to go about organizing your financial files. This is so helpful. And it's really simple, and that's the power of it. Powerful things are often simple things, the easiest things. So I'd encourage you to go grab this and get some ideas on how to get organized simply. One of the things that it will do is give you a template. And the template will look something like this. And it will help you know how to get things organized digitally in Google Drive or Dropbox or OneDrive or whatever it is that you're using, so that you know where things are at. Now, there's a bonus thing here that you might want to grab onto as well. All my clients get this as part of my paid coaching with them. It's a spreadsheet I call a financial scorecard, and it is a financial organizer. It's a financial profile. It breaks down everything that you have in those digital files into actual numbers in different tabs. That's something that I typically reserve for clients, but I'm considering releasing it as a product available. So no promises yet on that, but it may be available at the time you're listening to this as a paid product in addition to that free financial organization toolkit, so you can get everything organized from those documents, like the insurances, the investments, the tax documents, your bank statements, your credit reports, and all that stuff. Like, we need to know what's on those things, and we need to be able to pull the data into something that organizes them. Okay, so that's financial organization. What about our mindset? What happens when you're cluttered physically? Usually it's a representation of feeling cluttered internally. So the money game is largely a mindset game. And if our mind is cluttered and our life is cluttered, then you might be dealing with a lot of clutter in many areas of your life. Maybe you've got closets that need to be cleaned out. Maybe you've got a yard that's disorganized. Maybe you've got a garage that's disorganized. Your bedroom, your bathroom, like all these different spaces are often a result of something not going right internally. So if we start to clear up our mindset, start to improve the beliefs we have about life, that we don't have to live in scarcity and fear and worry, but instead can live in abundance and joy and happiness, then other areas start to clean up themselves. It's almost miraculous as well. I have many clients who have come back and said, hey, Wade, do you know how you started to teach me about doing a daily ritual in the morning? And I've been doing that. And as a byproduct of that, my energy's better, but also I just felt inclined to finally clean out that closet. I'm like, that's awesome. Congratulations. I bet that feels really good. And they're like, yeah, it feels amazing. My energy's way up because I'm doing things in an organized manner. Not everyone will perfectly resonate with that. I get it. I'm someone who's highly detailed. I really like things organized in a very simple way. My wife, on the other hand, likes to have her desktop full of documents. She doesn't put it in folders the way I do. Her mind doesn't think that way. She's got a more asymmetrical, you might say, way of doing things. So on her computer desktop, she's got a variety of things that are kind of spread out in different sections of her computer desktop. That can be okay too, as long as you know where things are at and can quickly access them. Like, don't feel stuck like it has to be exactly the way Wade said it has to be. Mine's just one way that I have found really useful to do it. So start there, and then you can adopt other practices as you do things your own way and make personal finance personal. Remember, that's a key phrase that I often share with you guys. Personal finance must become personal. You must take it personally. You must have ownership of your decisions. No one else will care more about your money than you do. So I'll leave that with leave the podcast there for today. Guys, get yourselves financially organized. Do yourselves the favor. That's really the first step in my 4-step process. Organize, systemize, optimize, maximize. If you'll do organization first, everything else will become much, much simpler. All right, guys, I wish you well. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you in the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Wealth Acceleration Podcast. We hope the insights from today's episode help you streamline your finances and grow your wealth stress-free. For show notes from today's episode and more tips on creating a comprehensive wealth-building plan, visit moneymasterycoaching.com. Remember, financial freedom is attainable. Until next time, keep accelerating towards your goals. See you on the next episode.